Well, Cambodia's economy looks to be back on track this year after contracting an estimated 2% in 2009. Both the International Monetary Fund and the Asian Development Bank are projecting growth this year of between 4.5% to 5%. Now, what's helping to turn the economy around? Well, let's find out. Cham Prasidh is the Senior Minister and Minister of Commerce of Cambodia. He's attending a conference in Singapore and joins us now live from our studios there. A real pleasure to have you with us today on the show, Minister. Thank you so much for joining us. Certainly have had some fairly strong projections of growth for Cambodia coming forward. We've got the IMF looking at 4.5% to 5% real GDP growth compared to an earlier estimate there of a 2% contraction back in 2009. We've got a lot of analysts agreeing with this forecast. Can we expect to see an upgrade in terms of forecast coming from the government?
Yes, normally the IMF is traditionally very conservative in terms of macroeconomic data. Last year they have forecasted about the contraction about 2.5% of our GDP growth, but we turned out to have only 0.1% of GDP growth. And this year they have raised their forecast from 3% to 5%. I think this is quite possible.
Okay, all right, so fairly positive growth. We know that the garment industry is certainly extremely important to growth going forward. In Cambodia, it was initially hit by a drop, of course, in world demand because of the financial crisis, but I know that you have implemented certain laws, anti-corruption laws and so forth, which is really helping to improve the international competitiveness of this industry. So I guess the question is, what measures are you now taking to ensure that you really do keep the long-term competitiveness given the increased competition on the international front?
Yeah, the first thing to do is that to clean our house is starting with a lot of reforms in the trade facilitation, reducing the cost of transaction and fighting against corruption, and at the same time also exploring new markets as well for our products.
Are the labour strikes having a significant impact? Is there something that you're planning to do which will, I guess, ease the minds of some of the international companies that are doing business with you?
Labour strikes is quite a big problem for Cambodia because we are the first one to implement a model in the world which is linking trade with labour standard. We have been able to foster the growth of a lot of trade unions, but those trade unions turn to be a little bit unruly. But nowadays we are developing quite a lot of dialogue with the unions, and we hope that we can come with quite a situation in Cambodia for the industry.
Now, obviously, there are a number of other very important industries for Cambodia and for growth going forward. Tourism of one of them, agriculture, rice, construction and so forth. If we look at the need for Cambodia to increase, I guess, foreign investment through various channels, what are you doing to get Cambodia's name out there more on the global market stage so you do get more of these foreign dollars coming in?
I think that apart from garment, which is our major industry, I think we have to turn to agricultural export, especially rice, because as you know, the global warming is going to affect a lot of food production in the world, and Cambodia is trying to continue to be playing a major part in what we call the rice basket of the world, is producing rice, and we are counting about exporting to 1 million to 2 million tons of rice in the future.
We know that obviously Europe is quite an important market for you when it comes to rice. We're also hearing that China is investing in the rice milling sector as well. Clearly this is a boon for growth in Cambodia in the rice space as well. Just how much of an impact is this having, that is China growth?
Actually, the European Union is a niche market for Cambodia, especially since last September. They have started to allow Cambodian rice to go duty-free and quota-free. And you know, when talking about importing holy meal rice, the difference is about $145 to $175 per ton of rice that can be duty-free for Cambodian rice. So we are thinking of trying to expand our export to the European Union.
Minister, let me ask you about Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that the market in the European Union could be about 850,000 tons per year. So Cambodia could be thinking of exporting about at least 5% of that amount in next year, starting with next year.
Next year, okay. I wanted to ask you about something we don't often talk about, and that is oil and gas. Now we know that Cambodia has fairly large proven reserves of oil and gas. How are you going to manage this going forward?
Well, by the end of the year 2012, we are thinking of starting to pump oil, and this is a huge amount of money that's going to help our economy. And that how to manage it is that we're going to have a mechanism to make sure that all the receipt from that oil is going to come to the budget, and especially to be invested in infrastructure, especially on road and on irrigation system.
Yeah, obviously a lot more growth there as well. Minister Prasidh, we do appreciate your time. Thank you so much for chatting to us here on CNBC today. Cham Prasidh with us there, the Senior Minister and Minister of Commerce of Cambodia. He is attending the Global Entropolis Conference over in Singapore.